How long have you been a sufferer of gout, and when did you first get your gout?
Well, I think I've been suffering from gout for about 25 years now. Like many people, it was a big surprise to me. One morning I woke up and my big toe was giving me excruciating pain, and I thought, have I dislocated it? Have I broken it? So I went as quickly as I could, hobble to the doctor's surgery, and I was in agony. I was literally in agony, waiting to be taken, and the doctor looked at it and he quickly said, well, that's not broken toe you've got, that's gout. And of course I was pretty horrified, because I thought gout was something that really old boys got, who'd overindulged in red wine and port and good living, and I wasn't old at that time, I was a young man.
How old were you, Ron?
I was about 30. So the doctor said to me, no problem, he said it's a very common occurrence, he said I can just give you one tablet, I don't even remember what the tablet was quite frankly, and that will clear it up. So he gave me a prescription and I got some gigantic tablet. I remember it being about the size of a beach ball, but it probably wasn't because I could swallow it. And sure enough, that cleared up the problem. But of course, it only cleared up the problem for a little time, and I started to get more and more attacks of gout. And so I kept going back to the doctor, and the doctor would say, well, you need to look at your diet, you've got to look carefully, because it could be you're eating too much seafood, and I love seafood, so you've got to cut out salmon, you've got to cut out prawns, you've got to cut out anything along those lines that you happen to enjoy but maybe causing your gout.
Alcohol?
Alcohol as well, yeah. And so everything that you really enjoy doing in moderation, you couldn't do if you were to follow the doctor's advice. The alternative to following that advice was to accept the fact that you would have to take medication every day. The most common medication which I was on for a while was allopurinol, which they say to you, you must take every day of your life because that will control your uric acid levels. Well, being a fairly young man when I was having these conversations, I didn't want to take some prescribed drug for the rest of my life. I thought that's the last thing I want to do, because when I read the list of side effects, they were quite mind-boggling. And although only a small proportion of people suffer from the side effects, I didn't even want to take the risk. I wanted to find another way of dealing with gout. So over the years I researched, and friends researched, other ways of dealing with it, and I tried various cures. But then one day a friend of mine said, oh, he'd found this cherry product, and he'd been taking it for a few months. He hadn't wanted to tell me until he'd been using it for a few months so he could test it was reliable. So I've been taking it for a few months, and it's the best thing I've ever used to cure gout. I've not had an attack since I started using it. So I got the name of the product, I looked up on the internet and placed my first order. And I started taking the product. I had juice and I had cherry active capsules as well, and I started taking the product immediately. And within days I found I felt much better and I wasn't suffering from an attack of gout. And frankly, I now have drawers full of allopurinol tablets and the other tablets I've been given by doctors, because I've never had to use them since. And in the time since I first started using Cherry Active, which was about 2 years ago, I've only had one attack of gout. And that's when I really went on a binge, quite frankly, a very rare thing for me. Had far too much alcohol to drink 2 days running. For a Scotsman that's probably not unusual, but for me it is quite unusual, and I had an attack of gout. But I've been taking Cherry Active again since, and I haven't had an attack of gout since that occurrence, and I have got great faith in the product. And the only thing that I really object to is the way that the product is prevented from marketing itself as a gout cure, because that's what it is, pure and simple for me, a gout cure. And there are probably millions of people around the country who would benefit from using Cherry Active who don't know about it and can't be told properly, because it's impossible to publicise it because of the control the giant pharmaceutical companies have over the marketing of such products as Cherry Active in this country. So it's important, I think, that people like me come along and talk about it, because it is genuinely a cure from gout. It can remove the misery of gout from your life, and even more important from my viewpoint, it can stop you relying on prescribed pharmaceuticals all your life, which nobody really wants to do. So I think Cherry Active is a great product, and I would recommend it to anyone, and to prove it, I'm going to use it right now.
Okay. So what is this then, Ron? You've got a...
I've got some of the Cherry Active juice here.
So it comes as a concentrate? It
comes as a concentrated juice, so...
But that's enough, is it? Yeah, okay. So you put
I like it quite strong.
You like it quite strong, okay.
Might go a little bit lighter on the cherries, and
okay.
A little bit of water.
So you put about, was it about 30 ml of concentrate in there?
Yeah.
I think it's three. It says 3 pumps on the side.
Yeah.
And you basically you have it nice and strong.
Nice and strong.
Add, what was that you wanted added to it? Was it water?
Just pure water.
Pure water.
Pure water, and then I can simply say cheers.
Cheers.
And goodbye to go.
Looks delicious.
It looks delicious, and it is delicious. It's a great product.
Excellent. And what are these? What are these
Well,
here?
Obviously, it's not always easy to carry a large canister of juice around with you. So as an alternative, you can use a cherry active capsule, which I use frequently, where the skins of the cherries have been concentrated down. I believe there's something like, you would know better, 80 or 90 cherries in each one, or is it 50 or 60? I can't remember actually.
Can't remember. I know it's just, they're made of skins.
It's a substantial number, and I take one of these a day, or if I'm feeling twingy with gout, I take 2 of them a day, and that means I have no problems at all. And all I do with those is, once again, a little capsule and a small amount of water to wash it down, and hey presto, no more problems with gout. I think people often are wary of what they think are country remedies, or remedies which haven't been tested by pharmaceutical companies. But the truth is, it's only a small proportion of the world's population that can benefit from pharmaceutical drugs. Many people in the world, thousands and millions of people in the world, rely on home remedies and natural remedies to give them their health care, and Cherry Active comes from that kind of genre. It's something that's a natural product, and it does you a powerful good, and as I say, for me, has been a miracle cure for gout, and I believe in the product and would recommend it to anybody.
Thank you, Ron.
Cheers.